I noticed an older couple sitting across the room from me. They weren't doing anything remarkable, just eating some sandwiches and talking quietly. But as I watched them, I started wondering about their lives and about the lives that they'd lived and the choices that they'd made. It took me a while to realize I wasn't really wondering about them. Had driven across part of the Sandhills and was in a small town in northern Nebraska called Valentine. And it was lunchtime. I decided to leave the road and find a place to eat. I didn't have any idea where I was going. I just took a side road, turned a couple times down a windy road, and I found a small sandwich shop with a neon sign. So I pulled into a parking spot, grabbed a notebook from the seat beside me and a pen, and got out of the convertible and walked into the restaurant. I didn't even bother to lock the car or put the top up. It didn't even dawn on me to do that. When I got inside, it was bright, it was clean, and it smelled of coffee and bacon, a couple of my favorite things. I looked up at the order board and ordered a sandwich and some chips and a drink, and went over to a small round wooden table where I sat down and waited for my order. I got out my notebook and I started jotting down some of the notes, some of the memories from this morning about the windmill and the cattle and the drive through the Sandhills and how pleasant it had been. Then I looked across the room. I noticed an older couple. They were probably in their 70s, leaning in towards each other. They were having a quiet, private conversation. I don't know what it was about. It didn't matter. The man was tall and slightly built. He was wearing a weathered and faded plaid shirt with his worn blue jeans. He was wearing broken down cowboy boots, and a seed corn cap was on the table next to him. His glasses were pushed up onto his forehead. The woman, about the same age as him, she was dressed in a faded blue dress. She was wearing dirty gray sneakers, and she was sitting very close to him, leaning in and carrying on a conversation. On the table between them, there were 2 half-eaten sandwiches and a couple empty coffee cups and a half-eaten bag of potato chips. There was nothing remarkable in any way about any of it. I began writing in my notebook about them, about who they are. How long have they been together? Is this something that they do regularly? What's their life been like? Was their life always busy? Did they ever slow down? Did they ever travel? Did they ever stop and have time to just soak up the ordinary moments? Did they choose the direction of their life, or did life mostly make those decisions for them? I glanced over to the counter where I'd ordered my sandwiches, and behind it was a big mirror. And I caught my own reflection in the mirror, and I realized it wasn't really them I had been writing about. It was me.